Hi, my name's Daryl. Now, I'm in the market for a used Wrangler, and I've been spending some time basically just trying to decide between purchasing a used JK or a used JL. So I've got the privilege of looking at this beautiful 2022 Unlimited Sahara model, and I'm going to use this kind of as a demonstration on some of the reasons why you might want to choose a JL over a JK. So the JL Wrangler, it was introduced in 2018, and really some of the biggest changes from the JK was the amount of engines that are available. So really you had one engine basically available for the JK. Initially it was the 3.8 and then it was the 3.6. With the JL, starting off in 2018, you had two engine options. So you had the Pentastar V6, the 3.6, which actually was improved to make it more fuel efficient. Then also at the same time, there was a 2-liter turbocharged engine that made a little bit better fuel mileage, fuel efficiency, and was a little torquier than the V6. Then in 2020, an EcoDiesel engine was introduced, and it ran from 2020 to 2023. And then in 2021, you had two additional engine options made available, one being the plug-in hybrid 4xe, and the other one being the amazing 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, the Rubicon 392. And so yeah, if you want engine options, the JL is definitely what you want to go for. So Jeep really had two goals when they were introducing the JL. They wanted to make it a better daily driver, and they also wanted to make it more off-road capable. And those two things don't usually go together. To make it more of a daily driver, they wanted to make it more comfortable, and they also wanted to make it more fuel efficient. So they did this by introducing a new 8-speed automatic transmission, and they also revised, as I mentioned, the V6 Pentastar engine, and they also introduced the turbo, which made fuel efficiency much better in the new Wrangler. Also, they made the Wrangler lighter, and they actually did some things to improve aerodynamics by kind of making it a little rounder. Also, the front glass, they made it a little more angled so that it was not quite the brick that, it's still a brick, but not quite as bad of a brick. Some additional improvements to the Wrangler to make it a better daily driver are safety improvements. So they did add blind spot monitoring and cross-traffic alerting, and they also have now standard side impact airbags. Another safety feature Jeep added was something called Select Track, which basically improves the Wrangler's ability to handle inclement, icy or snowy weather. And basically what this is kind of all-wheel drive that has been available on other cars, but now it's available on our Wrangler. So basically what happens is it's like automatic 4-wheel drive. You choose the automatic mode, and then it usually is in 2-wheel drive until it senses slip in the rear wheels, and then it automatically shifts to 4-wheel drive, which is great. Another safety feature improvement has to do with visibility. So the Wrangler, its side windows were made a little bit bigger, and also in the rear windows, if you notice, the windshield wiper that used to be here is now behind the tire, and they actually moved the spare tire down a little bit, giving the rear window a little bit more visible space, and so that you can see more. Also, they added the option of LED lighting package over the standard halogen lights, which were really terrible. And so having the LED lighting package really makes it so that you can see much better at night. Now, the last safety improvement has to do with hood flutter. Now, I don't think the hood actually ever came off on a Wrangler, but it would kind of wobble up and down. And so basically they added this little vent right here, which kind of vents some of the air out of the engine compartment, and so it doesn't flutter so much. And they also improved these latches. So instead of rubber latches, you have these kind of steel/plastic latches that keep that hood in place, and so it doesn't move around. In addition to daily driving improvements, they also improved the off-road capabilities of the Wrangler. And they did this by making improvements to the steering, suspension, and braking components, as well as an increased fender flare in the Rubicon models. And basically, it allowed you to upgrade the tires of your Wrangler, make them larger, with less possibility of the dreaded death wobble. Now, for those of you that are into towing, the Wrangler also made improvements to the towing package. So you get your hitch receiver like any other towing package, but you also get now both a 4-pin and a 7-pin connector. And in the front, let me show you this. So also with the towing package, you get this really great auxiliary connectors, which basically let you add accessories like light bars or winches to your Wrangler without having to do much electrical work. And to make those switches work flawlessly, you also get an upgraded heavy-duty battery as well as an upgraded alternator. Lots of improvements were also made to the interior of the Wrangler to make it a lot easier to live with on a daily basis. You have the new Uconnect 4 multimedia display system that has support for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it has a backup camera, a first for a Wrangler. Some additional improvements on the Wrangler include these grab bar handles, which makes it much easier to get into your Wrangler. And the Wrangler is a little bit longer, and so your passengers now have much more rear legroom. In addition to the multimedia display, you also now have this Vehicle Information Center, which shows you a lot of information about the status of your vehicle. Whenever a manufacturer introduces a new generation of automobiles, there's always going to be a couple little bugs. And of course, Jeep and Wrangler, they're not immune to this. And so when JL was first introduced in 2018 and 2019, there were a couple of recalls done. So if you are buying a used one, just make sure those recalls were taken care of. Also, a TSB was issued concerning corrosion on hinges. Now, this issue seemed to affect mostly early year Wranglers, like in 2018 and 2019. Seemed to also be mostly in the cold weather states. I really haven't seen the issue here in Las Vegas, but Jeep was pretty proactive in that they basically extended the warranty to 5 years and unlimited miles for any Wrangler that was impacted by this issue. So that's it. I really love all the changes that they made in the JL. Now I've been driving this Sahara pretty much all day, and I gotta tell you, it's just so much more refined, and it makes this car a much better vehicle for a daily driver as opposed to the JK. A special thanks goes to Chapman Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram for providing this really special vehicle and for helping me with this video series. They are located in Las Vegas on Boulder Highway, and they have a great selection of both new and used Jeep Wranglers. And let them know I sent you. So I've got 3 really great videos coming up. First one's really going to talk about the different engine options in the Wrangler. And there's 5 of them, and I'm going to try to actually test drive each one and give you the specs and my impressions as I drive the car. I'm not sure if I'll get access to all of them, but I'm going to try. I'm also going to talk about the different trims on the JL, as well as some of the most important options that I think you should consider getting. And finally, I'm actually going to talk to a service advisor for Chapman Dodge, and he's going to go over some of the common problems on both the JK and JL Wranglers, what the symptoms of those problems are. They're going to go through like an inspection like they would do if they were inspecting a Wrangler, and kind of what the cost of fixing those problems are. And so those are going to be 3 great videos, and so you're not going to want to miss those. So if you got some value in this video, please like it. And yeah, I've got a whole bunch of Jeep Wrangler content coming up, as I just mentioned. And so consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss any of that upcoming content. And I hope to see you in the next one again very soon.